Hey guys, it's Kelly from Chestnut Junction, and this is night 2 of our witch hat project. Last night we did this witch hat on our Facebook Live, and if you did not join us for that video, be sure to go back. It's still listed on our Chestnut Junction page. Just scroll down through and hit that video. Tonight we are going to add another element to this hat. So I'm going to stick the hat to the side here, and Mr. Flynn is with us here this evening. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to add a mouse to the hat. This is a free download, and hubby, the producer, should have already added the link to this download there in the comments. So you can go ahead and download, hit that download link and download and print this out and follow along with us tonight. Hey, Miss Lynn. I've got to say, we had the kitties to the vet on Monday, and they got updated on their vaccinations and whatnot, and they have not been feeling good yesterday or today. So this one I know especially is not feeling good because he's just being very latchy and wanting Mama to hold him. So I don't know what he's going to do and if he will go lay down. I feel bad because he wants to be held. Him no feel good. Huh. And the baby no feel good. But today has been a very busy day. I had planned on getting the pieces for this sheet sewed together and ready for the live tonight, but like I said, because we've had a very busy day and I had a lot of orders to go out today, I'm gonna go ahead and sew these here on the live, and then we will stuff them and assemble our mouse. So for those of you that have been following, we have our little singer start here. So we're going to be using that to sew our pieces together. But we have gone ahead and we had cut these out, and then we used our Mark Be Gone trace. This is a water soluble trace pen. Hi Carrie, hi Tracy. And we traced the pieces out on our doubled muslin. I've got both boys in here now. I told you I don't know what this is going to be like. So we're going to go ahead and sew these pieces since I didn't get a chance. And when you're doing the arm, you want to do 2 arms off of here. 2 arms and 2 ears. So let's go ahead and put this in the machine. There went my glasses. All right, get started here. And the kitties are still over here goofing off. I guess, sorry I didn't get these sewn up today, but it was just a very busy, hectic day. Plus, I had a doctor's appointment. If you hear that rattling around over here, hey, that's the kitties goofing off. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I don't want to miss any of your comments. And if you're just joining us, the download for this mouse pattern is in the comments there, and then we'll post it again later. Hi Sandy, how are you today? So we got the mouse sewn together. And remember, there's only one arm and one ear on this pattern sheet, but you're going to need to trace 2. Awesome, you're doing great, Sandy. I'm doing okay. Not doing bad, but today's been a busy, hectic day, and the kitties don't feel good. So what is there we go. Just had to jiggle that wheel a little bit, because it acted like it didn't want to go. Let's go to arms. I changed my mind, and I'm going to cut the ears out of felt. And then we have a pumpkin that the mouse is going to be holding. And that pumpkin, I'm going to sew all the way around, because I'm going to cut a slit on the back of it for stuffing. So we've got those pieces. Got those pieces sewn, and we will push the sewing machine off to the side here. My scissors are stuck. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Take my pins out and put them over here to the side. So I did the mouse body, his 2 arms, and the pumpkin out of doubled muslin. And we're going to go ahead and cut these out. Hello, Mr. Producer. Take the pins. Oh, I just stuck them to the side. I'm good. But Brody did take my pebbles. That was all the clanging. I think they might be over there, unless he didn't get all of them.
There's got one. Oh, here it is.
Oh, thanks, Miss Sandy. I appreciate that, girl. And we're cutting these out, allowing a 1/4 of an inch of fabric allowance around our sewn lines. And then we have our little pumpkin here. And I did sew. Hi, Miss Debbie. Thank you. The pumpkin I did sew all the way around because I'm going to cut a slit on the back of it to stuff it. And then just kind of last minute, I decided I think I'm going to do the ears out of felt. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to need my glasses for this. Got our mouse body, and I'm going to go ahead and snip around the edges here. I've had a lot of messages about the witch hat today and where to get it. And I had purchased mine at Walmart. It was in the Halloween aisle with the costumes. And it is ruched, R-U-C-H-E-D. Meaning it's kind of gathered. Because some of the ladies that didn't catch us live last night thought that I had added muslin to that store-bought hat, and I didn't. But I did do some searching on Google today, and it looks like Amazon has some ruched witch hats. And then I saw some at Party City and Spirit Halloween. So if you can't find that hat at your local Walmart, you can try those other places. Okay, so we've got our pumpkin sewn, we've got our 2 arms sewn, and we've got our mouse sewn. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this mouse right side out. Oh, you're welcome, Smidge. Yeah, you should be able to find that hat. I know we don't live in like a huge metropolitan area, and we have a Party City and a Spirit Halloween. But like I said, I did buy that hat at Walmart, and it was $7.99. I think I know I saw a couple on Amazon too. Brody, do you have to do that? Goodness gracious. All right, mister. That's enough. Party time is over. You're making too much noise. That's Brody the kitty, in case you're wondering. No, you can't have that either. He's actually, I said, we took all the cats to the vet on Monday and got their vaccinations and whatnot. And none of them have been feeling good the past 2 days. But Brody, who is still a kitten, I think he was born in April, he's bouncing back better than the other 2. So he's starting to act like a goof again. Are you making accessories for the hat? Yes, we are making a mouse and Picture this, guys. It's good. See his little arms? He's going to hold this pumpkin. Can you see that? Isn't that cute? Okay. And this is the pattern sheet for it. If hubby wants to go ahead and post that again for anybody who's joining us late. The hat is a ruched. Like all these gathers were already on the hat. I didn't do that. Some of you guys thought that I had put muslin on this and to make it look that way, and I didn't. This hat already had that ruched, gathered thing going on with it. So if you're searching online, you probably want to search for ruched. It's R-U-C-H-E-D. Thank you, Vicky. Hey, Maria. So now we're going to stuff our mouse. You're welcome, Carrie. Brody. I'm telling you what. So did any of you guys try the hat yet, or you just haven't had time to go out and get the hat? The two of our cats are tuxedos. Those are the older ones. And the baby, Brody, him's is a gray tabby. He's a gray tabby. Say, yes, I am. Oh, no. Oh, no. You didn't have your feet down. Go. Okay, you can go tomorrow morning and get your hat. He's a rotten boy. Now he's eating the stuffing. Brody. He's better now than he was when he was just an ittle kitten. Ooh. He got into everything. But last year, when we were still in Columbus, we came home, and that's before we had these cats. We came home, and our 12-year-old tuxedo, his back legs were just lame. When we left the apartment a couple hours earlier, he was fine. We came home, and I don't know what the heck happened, what he did. His name was Luther. His back legs were useless. So we had him to a high state several times, and there was nothing that they could do for him. So we wound up having to let go of him. But his litter mate, Otis, who we had, just steadily went downhill after Luther died. And I know he couldn't live without his brother. So that's how we ended up with the two tuxies we have now, because we wanted 2 more cats. And then we wound up moving back home here, and I was missing having my gray tabby. So that's how we ended up with Brody. So before we had 2 cats, lost them last year, and now we have 3. Plus the one that just showed up on our back porch in the last week. But I think we're going to take him. Going to take him to the vet and make sure he's okay. and see what they have to say about him. So I'm stuffing my mouse here. Hopefully you guys can see me. I've got stuff everywhere. It was so rushed trying to get on tonight because we just had so much going on today. Carrie, I know Mooch is glad we've taken him in. And he's gotten in the house twice. That cat desperately wants to be our cat and come in the house. He sneaks in and he just heads straight for the basement and goes downstairs. Nice, Lena. You have to post a pic whenever you're done. No, Vicky, this is my job. I don't have another job outside of the home. Yeah, this is my full-time job. I've been doing it since 1998. I do, Vicky. I'm very blessed. Hubby, he works from home now too, so we're both here together 24/7. Hi, Melanie. How are you? Did you wind up getting the sewing machine, Melanie? Thanks, Vicky. Actually, hey, Alicia. Oh, good. You got the sewing machine. Awesome. You missed us sewing our little mouse. We're working on a mouse for our hat, but you missed us sewing our mouse parts together on our little singer. So for the bottom of this mouse, I got myself a couple little just rocks from outside, and I'm going to put those in the bottom of the mouse just to give the mouse some weight. Because I want our mouse to be able to stand up when he's on that hat. Thanks, Brenda. Yes, I hope that your Walmart has the hats too. Mine only had 2 and I took one of them. Thank you, Melanie. So I'm just pushing that. I put those rocks in there to give the bottom of our mouse some weight, and I'm just trying to work this stuffing in around them. So like to make it look like they're really not in there. I hope it turns out okay. It will. I can see where you think that looks like a crow. It's supposed to be a mouse. Crossing our fingers again. Once we get his little ears on it, it should be okay. I hope you're right, hubby. Yeah, I think the ears will help it out. These sticks actually used to come in the stuffing bags. I don't know if they still do come in the stuffing bags, but sometimes we make our own. It's like a wooden dowel, and then one end is blunt and one end is like whittled down some. But I've also heard some of you ladies say that you use chopsticks. No, I don't do any of the wholesale shows. I wish I still had the energy to do wholesale, but I used to wholesale for specific shops. I took care of like 4 shops, and then I had a couple shops in Amish country that I would do. Melanie, or like somebody said use the chopsticks. That gives you a reason to go out to eat for Chinese, right? We're in Belmont County, Ohio. Yes, Smidge, we're in Ohio. Where in Ohio are you? There you go, Carrie. Greene County. Is that on the west side? It has been cooler here in Ohio, especially at night. The leaves are just now seem like they want to start to turn. Kind of in the middle of Dayton and Cincinnati. Okay. Is that where Waynesville is? So I've got my my crow mouse. It's a mouse. I've got my. Okay, I've been out to Waynesville like once. They have all those antique places. When we lived in Columbus, we went to, I think it was Springfield. Yeah, that is still hot in the 90s in Texas. Susan, was your maiden name McCoy? Because that's like a thing around here too. Like not so much like big here, but like where we live, they consider it to be like the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. But it's a the big story of the Hatfields and McCoys, and those are that's a Appalachian thing with the Hatfields and McCoys. You're from Columbus? We lived there for 2 years. We lived in Canal Winchester, which is a cute little town. It had a couple, hi Miss Barb. It had a couple little shops there. Oh, and it had this bakery. Fantasy Cupcakes, that's what it was called. We would go over, there was a shop in Grove City we would go over to. All in all, though, Columbus has lost a lot of their primitive shops. Like 20 years ago, there was quite a few primitive shops, and we're going to add a mouse to our hat. Oh, really, Alicia? A high state. That's an experience in itself. Smidge, were you ever to some of the shops in Granville? Oh, thank you, Rosie. I'm just stuffing our little mouse arms here. Whenever I had what did you say? There was also it's either Worthington or Westerville. There was several primitive stores there right on the main, I think it was Worthington, I think. There was several little prim shops. And I like that big antique mall in Reynoldsburg. But Ohio State, I know all those cute little shops on High Street. Like if you go to Columbus, like you have to hit High Street. That is just, like I say, an experience in itself. Just the people watching there is wonderful. But I was going to say, I actually, when I had lung cancer last year, I had we had that done at the James there at Ohio State. I think Brody took off with my thread, that little booger. I'll just use this, it's no problem. No, it's in here. Hey, Renee. I got it, it's okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So on our little arms here, I'm just going to tuck the ends in just so we don't have those raw edges. I'm doing okay now as far as the cancer goes. I lost half of my left lung. And I noticed in our videos, like, sometimes it sounds like I'm breathing real heavy. That's kind of happened since I lost half of my lung. No, actually, I'm thank you that you like our apron. No, I actually had our aprons special ordered. Hi, Connie. Welcome in. Oh, thank you. Is it Renate? Yeah, it was an accident that we found my lung cancer. I had had a car accident, and then when they were doing like the full body scan to make sure I didn't have any broken bones, they found the cancer in my lung. Sounds good, Smidge. But the cancer I had was actually a hereditary cancer. I didn't get to see the last of what you said there. And it won't let me move. I saw where you had lung cancer last November, and that's all I saw. It was lucky that we found it, and it was stage 1. So, but I've got a lot of nerve damage. They did the robot surgery where they went in through my back. And I've probably got like five places in my back where they went in, but it was all done with a robot. The doctor sat behind a screen and performed the surgery through a robot. Thank you, Anne. Well, Selena, I hope you're doing well, because it's not an easy surgery to recover from. It really takes a toll on your body. But the nerve damage, they told me I might have nerve damage, but I've definitely got nerve damage, like all from the middle of my stomach all the way around to where they did the cuts. Some places it's very sensitive and hurts all the time, and some places it's totally numb. Yeah, the robot thing is crazy. It's awesome, because they literally sent me home the next day. I'm like, you took half my lung, and you sent me home the next day. But the pain and the coughing, oh my gosh, that it was horrible. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Yeah. And I don't know if that's just because they're like, hey, this robot surgery works really well, or if the insurance company wants you out of there. You did, Miss Janet. How are you doing? Mine was a carcinoid. And it was hereditary. It's an endocrine cancer. I am making a mouse to put on our witch's hat, and right now I am sewing off the tops of his little arms. Yeah, my mom had a total hysterectomy, and it wasn't with the robot, but yeah, she's got a lot of scar tissue from that, because she had uterine cancer. My mom went through breast cancer, then she went through uterine cancer. Now with she's got vaginal cancer, and it's terminal. So I've got my other little mouse arm, and I'm just going to fold the top over so we don't have raw edges. And then I will hand stitch that closed. I guess it would help if you put a knot on the end of this, right? Oh, thank you, Vicki. Yes, if you're just now catching us, we can go back and watch the replay once the live ends, and because this is what we're making. That's the mouse body, and then you're going to do 2 arms and 2 ears and 1 pumpkin. I agree, Smidge. Prayers to all who need them. Thank you, Marlene. I had planned on having all this sewn today and ready to paint whenever we came on live, but I just didn't get around to it. Oh, a little tree would be cute. We're gonna give him a little pumpkin to hold. Yeah, I mean, I would say yes, I'm doing a basic stitch. I really don't know what all the stitches are called. I don't know if you guys can see the stitches. And yes, this is just regular thread. Nice, Barb. I actually thought about putting those Eek a Mouse on the outside of this. Or, you know, to decorate the outside of the hat. Then I thought, no, let's make a big mouse and make it whimsical. See what he's gonna look like. So we need to sew the back of the mouse together. You can download the free printable we have for you, Marlene. Yeah, you could. And if he doesn't fit in that shoe, just shrink him a little bit. But see, can you see from my pattern? And then when I stuffed it, the stuffing like didn't go. I think it's because I'm on here and I'm trying to get stuff done so quick because I don't want to bore you guys with sitting here watching me do, you know, menial things. So I hope our little mouse turns out okay. Thanks, Alicia. And we did put a couple of rocks in the bottom of this mouse to give him some weight so that he will sit on our hat. Oh, thank you, Marlene. I don't want to bore anybody. Hi, Patty. Welcome in. This is another trick too. I knotted the thread here, you know, after sewing my mouse shut. And so you don't have that thread just sticking out. I'll go and I put my needle down in, and then I'll just run the needle out the side. See how I did? See how I ran the thread out the side? And then I'll cut it off here instead of cutting it off there. So now you don't have the end of a piece of thread. I'm trying to move these rocks around. Okay, so let's go ahead and this is my pumpkin, and I sewed all the way around that pumpkin, and I did not leave an opening because I'm going to cut a slit just on the back layer. You don't want to go all the way through. So I'm going to cut a little slit just on this back layer to give us an opening to turn this pumpkin right side out. Can you see how I did that? It works. So now I'm going to stuff my little pumpkin. So, was that you? Somebody was talking earlier about the wholesale shows up around Columbus. There is, it's a newer, I think it's maybe been there like, I'm going to say maybe 2 or 3 years, but there is a wholesale place. I think it's called the Columbus Warehouse now, where it's not like CWI where it's like imports. The Columbus Warehouse is handmade vendors. And then I just found out that the same people have one in Canton. But I have thought about, you've been there, Smidge? And I think it's supposed to be all handmade. But we, whenever we used to have our booths that we sold out of, we would go over to Lancaster, PA. And there's a lot of wholesale places over there. And there's 2 of them right beside each other. I can't remember what they're called. They're right there on Route 30 that have handmade things. Yes, Keystone. We would go to Keystone. And then Keystone was the handmade one, right? And then it's hooked into the building with, is that other one, is that A1? Is that what that one's called? Or something like that. And then Primitives by Kathy is over there. ATI, that's what it is. But have you been to the ones that, Amish Trader, that's what it's called. And it's, one is next to the other one. And there's like a fence that separates the 2 of them. But they're right there on Route 30. Yeah. So we used to go to Keystone to get some stuff to restock. But I have not been to the Columbus Warehouse. Yes, ATM, yeah. So do you go to those, Carrie? Because the one, the Amish Trader, they were really heavy on the wood stuff. And then the one next door, I felt like they had more paint and like candles and like metalware and stuff. So there's our pumpkin. Yeah, I can't remember the one next door to the Amish Trader. And then there used to be, oh, okay. That's a good idea. But do they, not the Amish Trader. Goodness, I haven't looked at their website. I'm going to have to look at their websites. Because we had actually thought about going over there here soon. To get some handmaids. So now we're going to sew this slit on the back of our pumpkin closed. Yeah, I need to make sure that, because our address has changed yet again. So I'm going to have to log on to my, my accounts there and see what they have. But I still would like to check out that Columbus warehouse. And CWI at one point asked us if we would like to make some items for them, to sell in their catalog. And I was like, oh, I was so honored that CWI had asked us if we wanted to make stuff for them. But then I'm like, I don't think I can ever keep up with this. And I so badly wanted to do it, but I just... Hey, Miss Tamara, how are you today? Yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to keep up with that. Honestly, it's hard to keep up with what we have going. Hey, Miss Lori, how are you? Good, Tamara. All right, so we have our mouse. Is there a video of the doll behind you? All of these dolls behind me are actually e-patterns that you can purchase from our Etsy shop. So, do you guys see where I'm going with this? You got your witch hat painted and your cat poke. How did the witch hat go for you? It wasn't difficult, was it? So do you see where I'm going with this? With the mouse holding the little pumpkin. So I am going to put his little arms up here. Whenever you put this together, you really need to hold it in front of yourself and judge. No, I'm going to cut his ears out of felt. But I was going to, whenever you guys make this yourself, you really need to hold this guy up in front of you and judge where his little arms need to be. And I'm gonna get my doll needle. Oh, you guys have been asking me about doll needles. I did order doll needles, and whenever they come in, I will get those listed in the Etsy shop. I have several things that have come in that need to go into the Etsy shop. I have some 1-inch Rusty Bells that are new. And then I ordered some flax fiber. That's going to be new to the shop. We haven't carried that before. And if you haven't worked with flax fiber, and mind you, we don't have it listed yet. But hubby, if you're listening, do you know where that flax fiber is in that tote back there where you are? Because I'll show you what the flax fiber is. I'm just trying to eye up where I want his arms so he can properly hold on to his little pumpkin. I think that looks pretty good. Yes, I have the 1-inch bells. Okay, he brought me, thank you. So I put my doll needle through one arm and I'm taking it through the body and I'm going to come out the other side. Thank you, Kathy. So we're pulling the thread through the body. Then I'm going to go ahead and go back through. I'm going to poke back through this arm. Go back through the body. And come out that other arm. And I'm going to do this several times. And you say Keystone ships? Oh my, I just lost the end of my thread. All right, start over. I lost the end of my thread here, girls. Is everybody still following that I'm going through one arm, through the body, through the other arm, and then back through? Okay, Carrie, thank you. Looks like a lot of you, looks like a lot of you guys use Keystone. Yeah, these big long needles, they come in handy, and I ordered some the other day, and I got a notification today that they had shipped. Lancaster Wholesale Mall. Okay. See, we have our, and then he'll hold on to the pumpkin when we sew it on. But I've just gone through the body several times here. Honey, did you write down that link, Lancaster Wholesale Mall? No, I've got a knot. I've got a knot right here. It's always something, isn't it? Yes, Vicky, you'd have to have a resale license. So I've got these arms attached, and I'm going to tie off this thread here. Okay, a little bit more detail on how I attach the arms.
We're going in and out the same place.
Yes, I went in the same location. Each time I went in and out on each side, I went in the same location. And doing that in the one location is going to allow your arms to move. Where if you were stitching across them, it would hold them down in one place. But since we did it just back and forth in the same locations, the arms are going to move. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut out the ears. And I had originally thought about doing the ears just with the muslin, but I decided to do them in felt. I think they're just going to stand up better. And then when we paint, we'll just paint over these felt ears. Oh, thank you. All right, so we have our little ear pattern piece. And we're going to cut out 2 ears. It's not hard to get a vendor's license, but you do have to report your sales. You know, that's a whole tax thing in itself. The business taxes are, I know my producers are on the ball. Isn't it amazing? I'm so blessed with my husband. I say that all the time, and it just may sound like something kooky to say, but I sincerely am blessed with my husband. All right, so now we have our little ears cut out. And I think I do. I think I want to like, see, I fold them like that. And then I'm going to sew them to the side of the mouse head across the bottom, folded. Oh, I know, Renee. Everybody sends you a, what is that, a $10.99 now? It's kind of hard to get away with. Not that we ever tried to get away with it, but you know, you have to report all that stuff. Thanks, Debbie. So I'm going to grab my doll needle again. And I do want to show you that flax before we get off of here. And if you haven't worked with the flax before, it's a really nice natural fiber that you can use for doll hair. You can use it for like primitive filler. Like it looks good, like per se, like stuffed in like your little, just like your little prims. Like if you did like a little stocking for, like a little stocking ornament for your Christmas tree, and you know, you can make those little chenille stem candy canes to tuck in there. Well, this flax fiber is this nice primitive kind of fiber that you can tuck down in there to make it look more primitive. But I like it too because it's awesome for hair for like more primitive dolls. And I have needle felted with it, and it works. Hi, Miss Janie. How are you doing? Glad you can be here with us. Did you ever make it home for your reunion, or was your husband's reunion? Trying to figure out where these ears are going to look good. No, it's a I'll show you whenever I get these ears on here. Does that look like good placement for the ear? This is the thread I'm using, and like there's no label on it. I think it's hand, I could be wrong. I think it's hand quilting thread, but I could be wrong. Thank you. Nice, Janie. Okay. Thanks, Teresa. Hi, Roxanne. Glad you're here. If you guys are just joining, we're working on a mouse for our witch hat that we did on our last live, and this is the pattern sheet for it, and the producer can throw it up in the comments again, so you can get that downloaded. Is it starting to look like a mouse? And I'm going through the head whenever I do this. I'm going back and forth. But I decided on the felt for the ears because I just figured they're a little stiffer and that they would stand up better. Thanks, Debbie. Oh, thank you, Kate. And I'm kind of pulling this thread tight. Do you see how I'm pulling that thread tight to make his ears go in a little bit? So now he looks like a crow with big ears. For those of you just joining earlier, we were, somebody thought I was making a crow. So we do hope he turns out to look like a mouse. I used black chalkboard paint because it actually is a little thicker than just the black chalk paint, and it's going to give your hat some more stability. But do you see how he look at the pattern and look at him? Like this looks more mousy, but now that we're putting the ears on it, it does look different. But I just think I was trying to stuff so fast. Like if I was sitting in my chair out there stuffing things, I take time to really try to, you know what I mean, shape it around and make it look right. But I was stuffing very fast whenever I did this. But I was going to tell you too, the flax I do not have listed yet. So I need to get pictures, and then I will get that posted in my Etsy shop. So I knotted that off, and I'm going to take that needle. I knotted it, and I'm going to push that needle just like out the back of his head, and then we'll cut the thread from there. That way we don't have this huge knot sticking out up here. Or maybe we will, just because the thread is being ornery. Come on. Nope, it's a knot. So what are you going to do? We'll just give it a little snippy snip right there. And there is our little mouse. And then he's going to hold a little pumpkin. And let me move my stuffing here. Here's the hat that we did on the last live. So we're going to go and there we go. We're going to put a little mouse on here. And then the mouse is going to hold a pumpkin. So on our next live, which will most likely be tomorrow night, we will go ahead and we will paint these and get those attached to the hat. But before we go tonight, I was asking if you have any questions. Thanks, Barb. Thanks, Carrie. Thanks, Tamara. Straighten myself up here. Thanks, Teresa. I'm going to show you this flax. This is what the flax looks like. And we're going to sell it in a 1 yard bundle. But do you see how it's, I mean, it's perfect for just tucking. It's like little nesty kind of fibery kind of stuff. But it's flax fiber. No, this one is chalkboard paint. But do you see how you can open this up? This stuff goes a long way too. See how you can open it up? And like you can, I don't want to do it with this one, but you can like squeeze it in your fingers and ooh, piece came. See? You just tuck that around your little primitive stuff, and it is so cute. Like down inside bags, like around candles. It's great for doll hair. I love this stuff. And it works great for witches. But that will be coming soon as I get some pictures taken of this. I know with the spelling, autocorrect. Oh goodness, my friend that lives my friend that lives in North Carolina, I said something about her the other night. She's got a little girl, but she was just saying how, and this is about the autocorrect thing. Yes, you can use a needle, felding needle. For snowman beards, I mean, this can be used for Santa beards if that's for primitive Santas, absolutely. Yes, I need to restock. We had so many orders today that there's a lot of stuff that is out of stock. So I need to check on things and get stuff restocked in the Etsy shop. But this is going to be new to the Etsy shop. We haven't carried that before. And then I have a lot of you guys asking for the doll needles. So I do have those on order and they were supposed to ship today. But I was saying about my friend with her little girl that lives in North Carolina. we were texting back and forth one day, and she was just how busy she was that day with things for her little girl and school and work and gymnastics and all that stuff. And I just texted back to her. I says, wow, I meant to say, wow, you're one busy mommy. And the autocorrect, don't ask me why, said, wow, you're one busty mommy. And I about lost it. It's like, I was so embarrassed, but then again, it was hilarious that I said, you're one busty mommy. Yeah, the chalk paint, I mean, if all you have is regular chalk paint and not chalkboard paint, you can absolutely 100% try that. I'm just thinking the chalkboard paint was going to give you more of a, more of a stiffness. So, what's going on, Flynn? What is going on? You still no feel good? He's still no feel good. Yes. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you didn't already download this, it should be there in the links. And next time we will come back and we will paint this little guy. And if you weren't with us last night, we said that we were going to, more stuff on the floor. We're most likely going to do a live auction next Wednesday evening and auction off some of these pieces that we've made. So if you are interested in possibly purchasing some of our finished items, you'll want to be here next Wednesday evening for that live auction. And as always, if you don't follow our page, we really appreciate it if you do. The more followers I get, the more reach that our page gets. And that's better for us. Hello. Yeah. And if you share our videos, we so much appreciate that. Don't forget about our Etsy shop, which is chestnutjunction.etsy.com. And we, she says, sweet Flynn. Poor Flynn doesn't feel good. Alrighty. Thank you, guys. We will see you next time. You have a good evening. God bless. Bye-bye.